Hello guys and welcome to another David Zimaleta. In today's video we will attempt to start a sprinter that has been sitting for 3 years and it wasn't starting. So this is going to be a special type of series that I'm going to make. It's going to be a project. We're going to try to start the sprinter and we're going to try to get it on the road. So please enjoy this video series. Well guys, it's that time again. I'm going to attempt to start the sprinter that wasn't starting 3 years ago. And it's just been sitting here. Can't believe it's been that long. 3 years. I bought the sprinter just for parts. It did not want to start. 2 mechanics was checking at it. One of them charged $550 for the diagnostic and said it was bed compression, which I know he lied. Glow plugs has never been removed, so he couldn't have tested the compression. But here's what we know. We know one thing: it does not want to start, but it does spin. And last time when I tried to start it, it killed the starter, and this is why I just kind of like left it alone, because replacing the starter takes time, and I really do not have one that's any good. I really don't have one that's any good now. But here's what I've done: I went ahead and actually removed that starter and I replaced it with another one. So got my fingers crossed that it's actually gonna work. But if it doesn't, I have an idea. We might just actually jump it from the back. I might add some power source to it. We might be able to jump it. So let's go ahead and get the snow off the windshield, guys. It is December after all. So there we go. All right, beautiful. Looks like we are missing an intake manifold. So I do have an intake manifold. I'm going to try and actually install it. We're not really driving it anywhere. We don't have no radiator or nothing, but at least I want the van to be able to breathe correctly. So that's the most important part. Boost leak will be the last of our issues with this printer. At least once I get it running, then we're going to worry about it. But right now I just want to keep any major dust or leaves from getting sucked into the engine, so not really concerned about losing some boost. So that is fine. We're gonna go ahead and actually install this. Okay, so that's good. Do have a radiator pipe. It doesn't really matter if I install that or not. Look at that, guys. Even the belt is off. I removed it just in case we're gonna have any issues. But hopefully nothing has frozen over. One thing I would like to do is to at least rotate that flywheel. So at least it is getting some rotation. You know, it's got a lot of dust out of there, which is good. Okay, so better than it just being kind of stuck. Okay, next what we need to do is, I mean, we actually need to figure out the fuel filter situation. I kind of jumped the gun and got this here, but so we will be using this here. It does have some diesel inside. So it seems like that's the little one that goes on, and that's the bigger hose that goes on. Hi guys, I know exactly how we're going to attempt to start this printer. We're actually going to bypass the fuel filter. We basically don't need it. So if you look inside over here with the fuel filter, so I'm gonna have used this as an example. So a fuel line is actually coming in over here. This is the main fuel line that's coming in from the fuel tank. Then it gets filtered and then it comes in through this pipe. So that's actually where it goes into this little tiny pipe, and it travels and it goes all the way back here. So I have a couple ways of doing it. I could either try to do direct injection through this little pipe, through this little hole. I could do that, and I could do it through this side right here. So to me, it doesn't really matter which way I'm gonna do it, but one thing's for sure, I'm gonna use a tractor fuel tank, because I was thinking, what has something like a little nipple at the end of it, so I could put a, you know, like one of these things on it to hold it in place, and then fuel is going to be actually with pressure going in there. So probably gonna use something like this, zip tie it to this, that way if we're gonna have some diesel in there. So that's what we're gonna do, guys. So we're gonna actually go to the tractor right now and pull off the gas tank. And I really hate to destroy my work here that I've done last time, but right now getting my sprinter started is a little bit more important. So I'm gonna pull that, and we will go ahead and disconnect this fuel line at this filter. I mean, we could technically use this filter. Not really. I don't want to use it. It's got gas in it, so. So now we're gonna have fuel flowing in. So now the decision is going to come down to if I could just go ahead and actually use this little hose. That's what I'm gonna end up using. I'm not gonna really complicate things. Whatever is going to be the closest spot for this fuel line to go in, where it's going to be kind of like gravity fed, and it seems like we just found the winner. So we're gonna have it somewhere there. We could also have it right there, and this seems a lot more accessible. Let's see if this is going to reach far enough. Well, we will have that pipe there, so it's going to be big enough, because I would like to make sure that I could actually fill it up. So now the important thing is to go ahead and actually pull that main clamp off. And this is that original Mercedes stuff, and they are a pain to remove if you don't have the proper stuff to remove them. I'm going to try to remove it, get back. If you're not planning to keep your clamp from Mercedes, you could just use these. I'm not going to say that it ruined it. It didn't, but I actually was able to open it up. And this piping is actually so old that it's actually, you know, quite stuck. But as you could see, it was actually snapped in this way, and it just, you know, the proper pliers, they have a way to grab onto those and then latch it on. So the problem is trying to unlatch it. So as you could see, I just latched it in there. So, and that's how I unlatched it. So let's just, I guess, latch it up. It's not that difficult, I mean, but if you know what you're doing like I was a minute ago, then it's kind of difficult. But we got a place now we could attach the hose. And let's see. Oh, it's gonna be perfect size. So we're gonna first install the battery now. There's always some wires in the way. Okay. All right. Okay. So the problem right now, I believe, guys, is we have wrong fuel, because I know I failed to kind of explain what's going on in the beginning. I'm going to try to fix it in the YouTube description portion to give you guys a little insight before you click on the video what actually happened. So I'm assuming we have wrong fuel. It smells like old gasoline. So what I'm looking for now is a number 10. Found an old number 10, but it's gonna work. Right, I mean, it's on there, but it's a good idea to have this thing very tight, otherwise it's just gonna give you issues. So now I'm gonna need to install this fuel tank. We have a couple ways of doing it. Using it's a clamp from the tractor, which I don't know if it's gonna be strong enough, but I'm gonna attempt to do it anyways. Okay, so now let's go ahead and slide this in place. It's not gonna win any awards, but that ought to do a trick. So now let's see if we could actually install this pipe. I mean, we are like really close to starting this thing. And if you think about it, this fuel tank is in a perfect spot. Look at that. Of course, there won't be any fuel pumping action going inside of the fuel tank, but I will rely on the mechanical pump, which is right here, to do all the heavy lifting, and of course the gravity feed to really help. So let's attempt this. This is the moment of truth. If fuel was the issue, well, that's getting ready to get solved. So I don't have enough diesel, but I'm really not planning to run it for a long time. But I was hoping to have a little bit more than this, of course. So Kevin, what do you think, buddy? Do you think it's gonna start? Huh?
I don't think so, because it's really rusted.
It's really rusted, so it's not gonna start because of that, huh? Mm.
Yeah, it's abandoned.
It's abandoned.
Abandoned.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they abandoned metal. It's all that rusted.
So when something's rusted, it doesn't start?
Wolf is very rusted, and the engine looks very rusted too. It won't start.
Okay. Well, I hope it starts. I hope.
Yeah, me too, because I want to drive it.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be very exciting if you could start it.
Okay. Let's try to. Let's see if it does.
So the very last thing I'm gonna do is plug in the electronics into the fuel filter to keep it happy.
I'm going to drive it.
It's actually...
I'm going to open the window and...
Okay, Kevin, we're gonna try. We're gonna try right now. Guys, wish me luck. It's been abandoned for 3 years, so we don't have any power. But not to worry. Maybe it's just the battery.
This one's not started for a long time. I lift that van that you took the engine off. I hope I could lift it.
No, that's way too heavy for you, buddy. Oh no. Oh no. That's not good. That is not good, buddy. I just broke a bolt for the negative cable. So now we're gonna have to get a negative cable from a different van. We're gonna have to get a spare. So maybe that was the problem, why it did not want to start. 15, 13, I think it's 13. So it looks like I already took this negative cable. So it looks like I'm gonna have to take this one. Well, that's the wrong size. Probably 15. Short black cable. It's a negative cable.
Yeah, but this bolt I found, and I saw where you told, so
This is what we need. Right here.
Okay. I will put more here.
See? Huh.
I
No. I just lost the number 10.
You lost
Yeah. It slipped off.
slipped off. I think this will not start for a while.
No, I'm gonna have to get a new one. Touch the fan.
I already know that. I remember this.
Okay.
I only aware of it. Wait. I hear some kind of a liquid running through this one, I think. Dad,
What?
when I spin this fan this way, look what you
This
hear.
actually is rotating. Might be actually number 13. It is. It's number 13. I was right to begin with.
You hear that? That's when I spin the fan in the right direction.
Hold the stool.
Okay.
Let me see it.
Okay, so today we will start this van.
We did find a number 10 bolt. I'm getting things tight. Hopefully I don't break anything else.
It was safe to start, right, okay?
I hope it's gonna start.
Yeah.
Okay, we have the signs of life. But it's not spinning. The starter is a bad one, so I just did all that work for nothing. Guys, if your van is not starting, sometimes you're gonna get a clicking sound, sometimes you won't. In this case, this is what happens if the starter is dead. Just get that little click. Click. But sometimes you could keep clicking it and it's actually going to start. What I'm going to attempt to do, guys, is add a wire, like a jumping cable to the starter, and hopefully it's going to give it enough juice for it to start spinning. going to attempt to try to jump the starter from the bottom to begin with, but I also would need some jumping cables to grab onto the positive terminal so I could actually get them out. And here I have a starter. As you see, this solenoid is kind of like, it's supposed to be attached over here. It's just kind of sitting back there, but nonetheless, you're supposed to take this contact and try to basically touch them two together like that, and that sometimes will cause it to spin. So we will attempt to do that. I think the screwdriver is way too long for this. Something like this probably will be a lot better. Something shorter than that. So I'm just gonna have to try to, you know, and the way it's actually facing, the start is actually this way. This is, it's not reachable at all, not from here, unfortunately, but let's go for it. Now the door won't close. Ugh. Little rust bucket. Okay, at least let me tell you what I need you to do. Come here. You're gonna be starting the sprinter.
It's working?
Well, I'm gonna have to go underneath and do the starter, but you're gonna have to twist the key. So take the key, twist it forward and hold it. Can you feel when it twists it forward but it doesn't start? Just hold it in that position. Can you do that?
I can't start.
No, like this, look. See? Just hold it like this.
Okay.
Twist it like that. Can you hold it like that? So I'm gonna go underneath. You just keep holding it, but I'm gonna try to start it from the bottom. Hold it, Kevin. Kevin, are you spinning it?
Yes.
Spin it again. Can you go outside? Take a look if the front of the engine is spinning, if the fan is rotating, or if anything is rotating. Take a look. Is anything rotating?
That big piece is rotating.
Good. See? The screwdriver was starting. You see how it's all, there's fire? So this piece was spinning, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was supposed to be spinning. But only do one thing, is I wedged it in between this, and I guess this is where it was coming in contact. Like, that's pretty much it. So,
do you hear the sound? Look.
Yeah, I could hear it. Just don't hold it right now. I'm gonna try to start it. Maybe it's gonna start, maybe it won't. But guys, I'm gonna charge this battery up to where it's gonna be fully charged, and then next time I'm just gonna put in a different starter, and it's gonna be a new starter this time. We're gonna attempt to start it again. Now that I have this whole setup over here, I feel confident. At least we're gonna have this. So I'm gonna go attempt to try to at least start it right now and see if anything happens. So we get a nice loud click and then no clicks. Well guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been our first day, our first attempt in trying to start this printer that has been sitting for 3 years. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have lots of surprises with this, as this printer is kind of rusted and it needs lots of work. But I think I'm closer to getting it started than before. I have found other problems, and this is a clip from part 2 towards the end of the day. I actually think I found the problem, and maybe you could figure out by this video, but I'm not gonna make a spoiler because we're gonna do part 1, part 2, part 3. Hopefully get it started in part 3. But whether we will or not, one thing's for sure, in this type of series, you're gonna see lots of tips and tricks that I do in order to get this vehicle started, and how I'm actually diagnosing things. Maybe you do it differently, but if you're somebody new with sprinters and you're having a start issue, I highly recommend you watch part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this video series. Of course, we're gonna have other parts once we do get it started, because we will get this thing running and we will get it on the road. This is my goal and I'm sticking to it. So please hit a like if you want to see more videos like this, and stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. Thank you for watching guys, and God bless you. See you in my next video. Bye-bye. My name is Serge Zimaleta. I'm 37 years old, and yes, I experienced success after buying my first home for cash. Back in 2011, I was broke, but I learned to solve problems on my own. Now, I'm helping others to solve their problems. I know what pitfalls to avoid to stay profitable in business. Need motivation to be more successful in your life? Do you have Sprinter expedite or business problems? Then subscribe. Let's find creative solutions to your problems. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my helpful videos.